Hey everyone, Skull902 here, and I'm taking yet another trip with my memory lane buddies. Today I'm joined by Yancy and Trip.
Hello.
I'm going to kick you in the shins.
And what? Why?
Oh no, I thought I start this episode ominous.
The fuck did I do? We've only been
Could I kick him in the back of the knees?
we've been on for less than half a minute. Uh,
We're already threatening violence.
Today, our topic is the Super Mario franchise. Our old Italian friend Mario, gaming's best friend, as I put in that one video. Like easily the most iconic character in all of gaming. Uh, we're gonna have a little sit-down chat about Mario and his various adventures. Um, so,
Thought it was Bubsy.
what could possibly go wrong? Uh, But yeah, so that's our point of discussion today, Mario. And our first topic of discussion will be your introduction to Mario. I feel like I should go first here because I've said it multiple
Good.
times on the channel. Say it with me, everyone. Super Nintendo 2001. I got Super Mario All
Yeah,
Stars,
Christmas.
Super Mario All Stars plus World, and I loved the shit out of all five of those games, and that kind of hooked me on to Mario for the rest of my life. All right, that was fun. So, Yancy, how about you?
I'm sorry about this.
He muted for
How
a
about
moment,
Trip
like as
go
soon as you
first?
said that. Okay.
Oops.
Oops, I guess I'm
Why
going
not Trip
first.
go first?
Yeah. Okay. Trip. Your personal introduction to the Mustache Man.
So, my introduction to Mario is kind of mirrors how when you have good friends, and when you think about each individual friend, you're not quite sure how you two met or became friends. It's kind of like that with my introduction to the Mario series. I could probably date it back to when I was around 5,
Okay.
maybe 4, a young lad. So like now that I'm thinking about it, nearly 20 years ago. So um I met my buddies, who I've probably you've heard me talk about quite a few times on streams. I simply refer to them as the boys because they're a group of siblings and brothers. We met and we got together. Now, I've only heard transcripts of this first conversation years and years ago. I don't exactly remember how it is, nor can I remember this is exactly what we said. But we meet. We'd be like, "Hey, what's your name?" "Oh, my name's Trip. What's yours?" "Hey, what do you like?" They say, "Oh, we like Sonic and we like Mario. What about you?" And supposedly I said, "Oh man, I love Bible Man." And I can't quite confirm that because I don't think it's exactly true, but it is hilarious to think if it would be true.
Well,
Um,
the Bible Man is
I
coming,
love
so you better
Bible
stick
Man.
around.
so you better stick around. A brand new episode is in fact coming to your town, Brandon. Um, so we hit it off from there, and those friends essentially introduced me to video games, which I bet I would have uh, figured out what video games are as a medium, regardless. But it was thanks to them that accelerated my interest for video games, and obviously Sonic and Mario, both those two main franchises, were on the top of the list, uh, basically equally on the top of the list. Um, Fast forward soon later, Christmas, I get a Wii, and then I my memory around the early Wii days is so blurry because I remember getting the Wii for Christmas. Core memory of taking it to my grandparents' house and playing Wii Sports there, like on their big old fancy plasma screen that they got with their retirement money. And it was really fun. And then later on, I think the summer afterwards, it had to be spring or summer. I get a copy of Super Mario Galaxy. I don't remember asking for this game. I probably did because it was Mario Galaxy. It was the biggest game to come out in a big era of video games, especially at least the biggest game for the Wii and for Nintendo at the time. And what a game to start your interest, and love for a series.
That's a
Really,
gr-
yeah, it's a great game. It really set the standard accidentally, like, it set the bar pretty high for me, which could have been dangerous for like the quality of the game, because we all of us know how amazing of a game and how much fun of a game that Super Mario Galaxy is. It's so fun, in fact, that my internet dies every time I try to stream it right here on the Skull 902 YouTube channel. Besides that
Mm-hmm.
point, besides that point, it just kind of took off from there. The first game I ever was dying to get was both New Super Mario Brothers Wii and Galaxy 2, and I could go on and on and on. I won't do it there because I don't want to hog the time all up from Yancey's answer, because I'm sure he's got something really, really sick, a cool story like this. But in a nutshell, yeah, that was my introduction to Mario, was meeting these friends, playing Mario Galaxy for hours and hours. Every chance I got, I'd pick up the Wiimote and nunchuck and just wear them out. So lots and lots of fun.
Yeah, buddy. Don't you worry about that streaming. We did figure out that workaround.
That is true. That is true. We
So
got to get back to that actually,
yeah,
and
that
test it out for real.
this is very true. A hello to Eddie, who came in, said hi guys. Uh,
Eddie.
yeah, Eddie. So Yancy, your personal introduction to Mario.
Yeah, no, it's oddly, hauntingly similar to Skull, and I know he knows like the in-depth story. So I was about, I want to about 2, maybe 3 years old, and I was at my aunt and uncle's house. This was during the first American. Um, and my uncle had a Super Nintendo, and he had a copy of Super Mario All Stars with a bunch of other games, but All Stars was the thing that was in the console at the moment I had found it, and I had ended up playing it without actually help from, without any actual setup help from my cousins. I just ended up turning on the power, and I ended up playing it, and I ended up loving it so much. And by the end of that summer, my uncle actually had an extra Super Nintendo in the back, or in a closet storage area, and he was like, "Oh yeah, you can take it home." And he was smart enough to know where I was going. He knew where to take the tabs off, because this was early 2000 better. And yeah, and he let me take the copy of All Stars home, and that was the very first video game in the very first video game console I ever owned.
Oh, nice.
Period.
And it just
And then it just kind of started snowballing from there, and it was all downhill.
well, there we go. Uh, two Mario All Stars and one Mario Galaxy. Definitely not a bad way to start off with the
Very
Mario.
diverse Mario opinion here.
Yeah. Uh, Definitely not a bad way to start off with the franchise. So we know what games
Start off
that
with
we.
games in general.
Oh yeah. Uh, you know what? Yeah, you could say that for like all three of us in at least some way or another. Because like it wasn't the first video game that I played necessarily, but it was like the first video game I really got into. Uh,
Yeah.
um, but as far as our favorite Mario games, that may or may not be a different story. Uh, let Trip take the reins on this one, or well, he did
Oh,
go first last time,
I
so
was gonna say, let Yancey go because he was supposed to go up first and had to step away for a moment.
yeah, never mind what the fuck I just said. Yancy, go.
Oh, what was the question?
The favorite Mario game.
My favorite Mario game. Because I know Skull's going to say Super Mario. And I mean, my favorite's also Mario World, so I guess I'll kind of be like, what's my favorite that's not SMW?
I mean, you
Um,
can say Mario World if it truly is your favorite, you know.
yeah, no, I mean, it truly is my favorite. It is the one Mario game top 10 favorite. Outside of that, probably Land or Mario 3, and my favorite 3D one is 64. Um, but no, I love SMW. I cannot get enough of SMW. I think that game probably the closest thing to an objectively perfect video game I could think of, especially the ROM hacks. And it really is just masterpiece. It's like the level design's exquisite. I love the world map. It was everything that the first 3 games were, and it just took that and it took it to its logical endpoint. And I love that you can carry the shells and you can juggle them on a cape feather or on the cape. I love the focus on like fewer power-ups and Yashi. I cannot get enough of the discovery aspect of that game. I love speedrunning it. I love going slow in it. I could play that game forever. That's one of those desert island games I can just enjoy forever. Like that is the closest thing to perfect of it's not my favorite video game, but it is the closest thing to an objective perfect I could think.
Yeah. And since it's also my answer, I guess I'll just add on to that a little bit.
I kind of took the words out of his mouth, I guess, and I'm sorry for
Yeah.
kind of rambling about more.
No, but I can expand on some certain points. Yeah, my favorite is also Super Mario World, and it's for a lot of those same reasons. Like when Yancy said it was like the closest thing to an objectively perfect video game. I agree with that like wholeheartedly. I think it's the best 2D platformer ever made. It's my personal favorite, not just Mario, but my favorite video game. Bar none. And like the sense of discovery, like he was talking about, really reminded me of it was like the first game that my brothers and I uh, got like super invested in, like traversing through. Not to say that like the other Mario's in the All Stars collection weren't like that. Obviously we wanted to see what happens when you save the princess and whatnot. But in Mario World, they kind of like uh, with like the text cutscenes and whatnot, they made it feel a little more grand than the other Mario's. Which makes sense because they had the better technology to make Mario World. Um, but with the map and stuff, and you beat a level and you see how the map changes after you beat the level. You get the keys to unlock secret exits and stuff like that. The sense of discovery and accomplishment, especially when you're playing the game for the first time. You do something like the secret exits, the uh, uh, damn it, the Switch Palaces, uh, you know, cool secret stuff that you can find, and all that. It really does just kind of like build up your sense of accomplishment and gaming confidence and stuff like that. It was very cool to have that as like one of the first games I really played. Um, the controls feel like a dream's dream, as I've said multiple times. Super Mario World is just a grand experience. It is a top tier 10 out of 10 game for me.
Buttery smooth.
Buttery smooth indeed. Just very easy to pick up and play. So that's my opinion too. Trip, I'm sorry for shoving you off to third. What's what's your favorite Mario game?
Oh. When Skull, when you gave us the topics for today, a few days ago, I looked at these and basically said most of these can hardly be jotted down to one specific answer, at least for me, and the same could be said here for favorite game. Because I know I just mentioned Mario Galaxy, I don't know if I would make that uh, my favorite game of all time. I did mention how that set the standard for me for like what a good platformer, a good Mario game is, because as we talked about, it's an amazing game. However, I'm glad it didn't really stifle uh, my thoughts on other games, being like, oh, this isn't like a Galaxy, and stop playing, because that would have stopped me from playing great
Peaked
games.
too soon.
Like, yeah, that would have stopped me from playing great games like Super Mario World or Sunshine, or the original trilogy on NES, because like I said, this would have blinded me for one game. Um, I could probably name a couple and be very brief with that, if that is okay,
Oh yeah.
because I don't know if I quite have a number one favorite. So going back to when I was growing up, as I mentioned, me and the boys, we would always play games when we got together. That was just our thing. It didn't matter, at least like we would always stay over at each other's houses when it got late at night after we're done playing basketball or football or baseball with tennis balls outside or something. no matter whose house we were at. We'd go inside, boot up the Wii, boot up the GameCube, boot up any kind of system that we had, and play games. One of the more frequent games that we played, especially throughout middle and high school, was we would always return to some of the GameCube titles or the even Wii titles that are related to them. Um, Big surprise, Thousand Year Door was one of my all-time favorite games because of
Oh.
this, and we really, really got a lot of great memories out of that because basically we would play that as if we were entertaining an audience. We would screw around, we'd do silly voices for each and every character. We just had such an amazing blast every time we played it. Like we made it an event, even if it was just 3, 4, 5 of us about to sit around and watch one guy play a GameCube game. We'd go to like Dollar General, get a few snacks for each of us, come back and just spend hours messing around with the game. So that's definitely up there. Um, as far as games that I got to experience, at least on my own, I was a bit late to getting to this game, but I'm really glad I got to play it. About a year or two after it released, I finally got my hands on Mario Odyssey. And I made it a mission to never be bothered anytime I played this game. So I would like lock my room. I didn't have a PC or capture card or anything. This was before I started any form of streaming. So I would just manually plug in my headphones to like my small TV screen to like the back and just sit there and play the game for hours. Um, that took my breath away. And I think I've described this once with Skull, and I think I'm pretty sure you agreed with me this year, Brandon. That I had what I believe to be the same feeling playing Mario Odyssey as people did back in was it 1996, 97 when people were playing Super Mario 64 for the very first time because that was
For me,
also a very hmm?
oh no, I'm sorry. I must have picked up the mic. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. Um, because 64 was a revolutionary game in all sorts of ways, not just for the Mario franchise. The same can't quite be said for Mario Odyssey, but it brought so many new things to the table. It was basically an open world game, but set in the Mario universe and done so perfectly well. It's as perfect of a 3D Mario game as you could possibly get. So those two are the first that come to mind when it comes to talking about my favorite Mario games. Now, I assume that question was for mainline games, right? Because I could have gone on and on with the
It could have been
Mario
anything,
parties
really.
or spin off. Really,
Yeah.
you're asking way too much. Okay, honorable mention. Quick honorable mention: the Mario sports titles for the GameCube specifically. Strikers,
Toadstool Tours Bay.
Mario Golf Toadstool Tour, Mario Power Tennis are the three that come to mind that we still return to this day. I can't tell you, like nowadays, some of us we're adults now. One of the boys is married now. So every now and then, if we actually get a chance to sit down and play, even if we're playing Mario Golf, we get into it. None of us will actually ever play golf in real life because we probably would suck at it. And also, we don't really watch golf or follow like the PGA Tour or anything. So, for us to really get invested and learn the game of golf through Mario is a unique way to do it, but it's also just so fun.
So sometimes there's plenty of people who aren't interested in sports, but if they put a friendly face like if they put a friendly face like Mario's in front of it, they get a little more interested. Uh, I I definitely
Uh,
feel what you're talking about with Odyssey there too, because having not played it myself, like when I saw the trailers and stuff, I was like, oh yeah, this is definitely like a greatest of all time contender. And from what I hear from people, it's certainly like a generational Mario experience. So I think you kind of hit the nail on the head there.
Yeah,
it's
From
so
what
I
good they haven't made a new 3D one.
from what I've observed of Odyssey, and I really do want to play it one day. It Yeah, I can agree. Uh,
I think
y-
it's the most well-rounded.
yeah. Uh,
yeah, it's the most well made. A lot of attention to detail. It runs really really well on an original Switch, which very few games can say that.
Get a breath.
uh,
If I can say, I guess for my favorite RPG, if I'm allowed to, Mario Story on 60. That's my favorite of the Mario RPGs.
Sorry, you were cutting out a bit there. Which one?
Mario Story on N4.
Gotcha.
Or Paper Mario, the original Paper Mario.
Yeah.
That game is a classic. I love that game.
And currently going through a playthrough of it on the channel right now. I had some good fun with that one. In in the Skype days when Josh and Rabbit and I were hanging out like on the daily.
It's a
Uh,
slow burn,
yeah, but it was a nice slow burn though, you know.
but you get past chapter 1, it's just like the game is just on all cylinders for that entire thing. I love that game.
Mm-hmm.
And then it would be like Superstar Saga and the original Mario close second.
Yeah. Uh, so before we move on to the next subject, the next topic, Eddie here says my first Mario game was New Super Mario Wii, and I really hated it. That is unfortunate because I think that game is pretty
You're
fucking boss.
disowned from the channel.
Did you did you hate it because you played multiplayer and multiplayer in that game can suddenly turn into like wannabe Smash Bros because it's kind of rough.
Yeah,
One of
What
these
is
days,
that?
Trip, we have to set up Dolphin with online multiplayer, and we've got to do the Super Mario
oh my
Brothers
god.
Wii,
I
you and I.
mean, if we want someone to destroy their own property, then sure, like, we could do that.
uh, yeah, I've only played it single player, so I may not be qualified to talk too much. But from what I've played of it, I, I rather liked it. I think it's a pretty dope game. But speaking of dope things in the Mario franchise, our next topic here is favorite power up. Let's see here. Let's see here. Trip, go first.
Okay. Um, Another tough one. So because there's so many iconic ones, the fire flower, the mushrooms. Um, First one that comes to mind though is the superstar, like the specifically invincibility, which I guess is like, oh, that's an OP choice, but not because of the power up itself, but also the consistency from Nintendo to keep the same music and same melody every time you get a star in any game. Um, and the way
Except
that
for
they
Mario
change
Land.
it up, the huh?
Except
I'm,
for Mario Land.
yeah, I was
The
thinking
Can
Mario
Can in
Land
that game.
as well. Like that's the one exception. It's the
I
can for
haven't
whatever
played it.
reason.
Is
Oh, and
it?
Land 2.
Yeah, yeah. You get the Starman and it goes do 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 da 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 da.
So, with the exception of the Black Sheep Super Mario Land, they kept it pretty consistent with the and they keep the motive, they keep the same melody, they change it every now and then, basically update it instead of keeping it to the 8-bit. Now, granted, they've re-returned some of the older versions if it's a specific spin-off, especially one as big as like Super Smash Bros. But I mean, we can excuse that because almost every other spin-off, like in the sports games or Mario Party, they compose a new one. So because of my music tickled brain says so, I really like the superstar.
Yeah. Yeah, a really interesting example of that is a game where the Starman isn't there at all, but they did a new arrangement of the music as Mario 64. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Oh
I
yeah,
really love that version of the theme.
because
And
they
here's
do
another
different
fun
versions
fact.
of it for each cap that you get, each power up.
Hmm.
Here's another fun fact. The Wing Cap version from 64 was actually put into Super Mario Brothers Deluxe as like a bonus little song
Nice.
and like SMB1 sound font.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Huh.
Um, so we got the Starman for Trip. For me, I'm like my general lack of experience with newer Mario games may or may not hurt my opinion on this. I'm very classic Mario brained, so I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know what, fuck it. I like the cape from Mario World because like as I mentioned earlier, it's a game that you can pick up and play, but that doesn't mean that you don't have to get good at it either. And the cape is a very good example because it took me a little bit to get the rhythm and whatnot. But once you know the cape, like you can do some really cool things with it. You can stay in the air for basically forever as long as you get the rhythm right. Uh, you can do that dive bomb move. You can start a dive bomb, but then go back up really high. And as far as like attacking enemies with, I love the raccoon tail from Mario 3 and everything, but the cape is so much better at that. Uh, so
Yeah, it's like a machine gun.
yeah, you know what? Exactly. The raccoon tail is like having a revolver. The cape is like having a machine gun.
Yeah,
so, uh, so that's our comparison there, I guess. Um, but
comes.
the cape is very very based. So that's my personal pick. A slight like honorable mention, a runner up, if you will. We not too long ago on stream we had a conversation about the mini mushroom, like from New Mario Wii. And
Yeah,
even though like
What's from
functionally speaking,
DS?
it's uh, sorry, from DS, but my experiences with New Mario Wii, uh, like functionally speaking, it reduces you, so get hit once you die. But uh, that that fucking airtime though, you can do some cool things
yeah.
with the mini mushroom. So I wanted to throw that in there too. Uh, Yancy, what is your favorite Mario power up?
It's kind of a two-way tie. Um, in terms of, I guess like one that I really want to return, the carrot from Land 2.
Oh yeah.
I love th- I love the carrot. It's so good. I was gonna maybe say the cape feather, but I was like, well, you already said it. I'm like, we don't need three repeats in a row. And I'm like, you know what? I think I like the carrot a little bit more because it's a bit more balanced.
That's another one where like if you're uh
You can
like
really stay in the air for a long, long,
yeah,
long
you can
time.
basically fly in a straight line if you button mash enough. So
I
that's
think it's really I think it's a really inspired, I think, design. It's an interesting concept. I think they did that was probably the best a flying power up could be on a handheld at the time,
hmm
because it's like, well, you can't just fly over everything, but you can skip large chunks of level. And if you know how to do the enemy balance, basically the Mario version of Badnik, you can stay in the air basically the entire stage if you really want it. I love the sound effect it goes when you're hovering. It like causes like some of the channels on like the Game Boy to like cut out, and you can hear like different parts of the music. I know that's more just a quirk with the game, but
Yeah.
that power up is a good way to get that quirk to always show up. Um, if it isn't the carrot, I'd probably tell you the fire flower. It's just old reliable.
hmm
You always feel pretty secure when you grab it in any game. It's like, okay, I can at least take one more hit before I'm dead,
Especially in water levels,
and I can also fight in.
because usually
It's a
like
lifesaver.
you're powerless in water levels. So like, get a fire flower and it's a sigh of relief. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Well, no, I mean, I don't really have much to say about that. It's like I like the power ups more so for function
Yeah.
than any like aesthetical. I mean, for aesthetics, I would tell you the cape feather, and just as a general power up, I would tell you that the. I mean, if I'm allowed to say Yasi, I mean I maybe would, but he's more of his own character.
Yeah.
Like even in World, he was more of his own character, so it's like okay, like additional Mario power up.
hmm
But
And
yeah, no, that's my opinions on the power ups.
gotcha, gotcha. For aesthetics, definitely the fire flower. I think I really like what it does with the characters' palettes and whatnot. They cook.
Also, I love those palettes. Yeah,
Yeah, they cooked
they
with the
literally cook.
idea. of yeah, literally, like Yancy said. Um, and you know what? For sound effects too, I don't know why, but I think like one of the most satisfying sound effects in video games is like the 8-bit fire flower sound. I love the way that shit sounds.
I love how it sounds
Yeah.
in World. It goes, it's just like it's a click of the tongue.
Yeah, that's fun too. But man, like in the original Super Mario Brothers, like I don't know, man, like shooting
Yeah, that
fireballs
pudding.
would not be nearly as satisfying if it didn't have the same sound. Uh, but yeah, uh, so we got um, Super Cape for me, Starman for Trip, and the carrot from Mario Land 2 for Yancy. Uh,
And technically the Firefly. We technically actually have all Super Mario World power-ups because there's a Starman in Mario World. Very rarely there's fire flowers and capes.
yeah. Hey. um.
It's a
Hey.
perfect match.
Yay. We get one life. Uh. All right. So, favorite Mario
Oh, great.
song. Uh. So this,
Oh
I,
goodness.
I'm sure when the subject came up, because like this could be a loaded subject because there's so many good ones. But yeah, let's see what Yancy will open up with you.
Once again, it's kind of a two-way tie. Either SMW's Overworld or Mario Land 2's Athletic. Those are, I think, in terms of an overworld theme, I think SMW is just perfect. Like, I mean, they literally used the same song for the whole soundtrack. It's so
Mm-hmm.
good.
Yeah.
And then I love the warm tone in the athletic version, like da 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 dum da dum 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 da 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 dum. Like I love that. I think that's such a they really knew how to make that Game Boy sing like that team had to do. I don't know how to describe music on the spot like this. It's kind of like it's music to my ooze.
It's
You
okay.
know, it's
To my
it makes my ear
ooze.
holes feel good.
Um. Yeah. No.
But
That's
yeah, no, those are my two favorite songs.
valid choices. Uh. Trip. How about you?
Or the slider theme as well. Slider theme's also good for honor.
Oh, like from Mario 64?
Yeah, great, especially the Mario and Sonic version, like that
Yeah.
arrangement in the Winter Olympics.
Nice.
That's great.
Uh.
Big band.
So Trip. Your pick for Mario music.
This is the one topic, like when I read it in the message you sent with all the topics, I was like low key panicking. I was like, how do I pick one?
Yeah.
Because like all of the mainline games, it is a needle in the haystack to find a bad song in the Mario franchise. I'm talking mainline games here. I'm not talking about like fucking Mario teaches typing or anything. The main stuff, especially in the last 20 years. Shoot. So to help me out with this answer, I'm kind of looking through a playlist that I have on YouTube, of course. 15 unavailable videos. That's besides the point.
Thanks, Nintendo.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I
Great.
do love one thing I love about the Smash Brothers series is that they compile a whole bunch of music, most of the time recomposing it. And Melee is a great example of this. Probably one of the best uh, soundtracks of all time, mainly because of quality over quantity.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess the first I'll mention is I guess it's the athletic theme for Mario Brothers 3, specifically the version that you hear in Melee.
Oh, the rock and roll one.
It's very rock, almost rockabilly. It goes into like a bit of a luau in the middle. Very very nicely put together. It's very cool.
The Newgrounds song.
It's a Newgrounds song.
It's in a bunch of Newgrounds animation.
I did not know that. I just liked it for the song on its own. That's interesting. Well, I wonder how many cursed animations are used with that song.
Oh no, that's what I mean. I just associate. I'm like thinking about it. I'm watching like Mario pull a gun on.
So, anyway, uh, going from Smash to another, I forgot spinoff. I forgot the word spinoff for a moment, even though we already said it. From one of the OG spinoffs, sports games, the main title theme, the menu theme, not main title, the main menu theme from Mario Tennis. Very simple choice there. Uh, give it a listen. It's out there on YouTube, and it's very relaxing for a sports game, and I really like that. It sets a tone for, you're about to have a good time, you're about to have fun, even though it's a competitive game. You're still with your friends. You got to have a lighthearted, fun, competitive time. The overall tone for the song can one be described as nostalgic, and I think you could even say that for if you played the game back when it first released back in the day. It kind of had that tone to it. Like, wow, this is giving me a feeling like I've either been here before, or it's giving me memories from something that I have yet to experience or haven't experienced yet. I said the same thing pretty much twice there. Redundant. Anyway, that's
I don't
one.
speak no good words.
Yeah, it's bad English hard. For that matter, a lot of the spin-off games have great music. Um, Mario Golf does. The Mario Kart series filled, filled, filled with
Double
iconic
dash.
music. Double Dash especially. Yes, I mean it's called the road. It is the Rainbow Road, and it's the road that you go. Uh, real ones know what that is, and it's ridiculous. Um, people hate this one. Baby Park is ridiculously fun. I like how they remixed it in Mario Kart 8.
Mm.
As I'm thinking about Mario music, this could be a really long topic, because we probably should have just said soundtrack overall, because I would have just named a few games off, because there's so many. Just in terms of soundtrack overall, Galaxy 2, great. Mario World, the main theme for that, and athletic theme, super iconic. I did mention the Starman theme and how often they've changed that throughout the last 40 years of Mario games. But they changed it but kept it the same, if that makes any sense, and it doesn't. Um, I could go on. Probably one that really hits me the most would be Good Egg Galaxy from Galaxy 1. And I think that's that. When you think
Peak.
Super Mario Galaxy, you think of Gusty Garden. That's the one song that everyone remembers and that Nintendo reuses the most when it's referencing Galaxy. But Good Egg really set the tone for the rest of the game. This adventurous spirit that you're out in space trying to save Peach once again, and I really think should be used as the main theme for anything Galaxy related. I really hope it's in the movie. I'd be shocked if it wasn't. Um, yeah, and an honorable mention to basically any beach themed music or snow themed music in any game. Think of your favorites. You know you have one from either of those two categories or both. So Skull, go speak your stuff.
Very base choices, my dude. Uh,
Thank you.
for
Sorry that
me,
was long winded.
I knew that like I said, it's a very loaded subject
We
because
both are
there's
very passionate about this.
yeah, it's a loaded subject, but only because there's so many good options. Uh, I totally understand, and for me, it was kind of hard to narrow down as well because you have like uh, a lot of the music in Super Mario World. You know how we mentioned, like Yancey mentioned, and Trip mentioned, and how I'm gonna say like it was very ingenious of them to uh, pick like one theme and do all the variations of it, but it never sounds like the same song. It is the same song, but like they do it in such different uh, beautiful arrangements and stuff. It very ingenious the way that they incorporated that song in the game. The credits music from that game, for instance, is easily one of my favorites in all of video
Yeah.
games. I could mention things like Noki Bay from Super Mario Sunshine, because that's a very nice, relaxing song. The credits music from Super Mario 64. Uh, you know,
Great song.
a litany of the tracks from Super Mario Galaxy. But I think when I really get down to it, if I had to pick one favorite, it would be specifically the All Stars version of the Super Mario Brothers 3 water theme. Uh,
That's great.
that one, just it feels so right, man. uh, when I'm swimming around in Mario 3, it's not that the NES version and the GBA version are bad or anything, but I do think that they're like a fair few steps below the Super Nintendo version. I I don't know what it is about like the Super Nintendo's sound specifically that really lends itself to this song, but they fucking nailed it out of the out of the park. It's not exactly the phrase, but I don't care. It's really good. Uh, it just it feels like I said so right, and like. I have a playlist which Nintendo has screwed over multiple times called Water Tunes. Um, that like when I was putting that playlist together like nearly a decade ago now, I knew that that song was definitely going to be in there, um, because it just seems to be a thing that like water music in video games tends to be like the most relaxing or whatever. But yeah, when I first thought of that playlist, that was one of the first songs that came to mind. Just a beautiful tune that makes me excited to play a water level in Mario 3 whenever it crops up. So that is my answer to favorite music in Mario is the underwater theme from Super Mario Brothers 3, specifically on the Super Nintendo. Um,
Yeah, it's a peak choice. That's a very good. I love the World 3 overworld as well.
oh
I think
yeah, yeah,
you'll like
that's
Chochi.
a really good one. Uh, for true, for true. Um, oh, thank you for sending me a cover of that. Uh, Next up, we have favorite Mario multimedia. So something that's not the games. So it could be a movie. Uh, God help you if it's the Bob Hoskins movie. Uh,
No, that movie's great. What do you mean? That movie's peak. It's a bad
could
Mario movie. It's a great cheesy flick.
it could be like one of the cartoons. It could be like the Japanese exclusive home video that teaches you how to use the
Rescue to
toy phone, like whatever that one is.
Mission
Uh,
to
Hello,
Rescue.
Mario. It
Yeah,
could be that.
it's-
yeah, it could be that.
I,
Are we
fan
allowed to cover fan made media, or does it
fan.
have to be official?
We could honorable mention fan media, sure. Um,
Oh,
Yeah.
well, Skull and I already know what our answers are going to be.
um, I guess I'll go first, just to say, like, as far as official media is concerned, I really liked, the Super Mario Brothers movie, and I do love the Deke cartoons. But what I really, really love about those cartoons, in Super Show specifically, is the segments in live action with Captain Lou Albano and Danny Welch.
Yes.
Mm,
They,
peak.
it's no wonder that they became such good friends during the production of the show. When you see the chemistry that they have as Mario and Luigi in those segments, and like they're produced very cheaply and whatnot, but something like it works. It works, and they were able to improvise all that. That's a very impressive note about the sort of thing. They would just kind of like be given a premise and just kind of run with it instead of being given like proper lines. And they really do just have something about them that captures the characters, at least as they were in the late 80s when the show was made. And they feel like genuine brothers. I remember like really connecting to Mario through those when I rented those tapes over at my dad's house. Uh, you know, so like they would eat pizza all the time, and I'm like, hey, I like pizza too, uh,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Hello, Mario.
And uh, yeah, hello, Mario. That's a bit of a different tale, but uh, um, just I know that we mentioned it on stream recently too, but I yearn for the chance to peek into the alternate universe where the 1993 Super Mario Brothers movie was just a bigger budget version of those segments, because that would have been, even if it was a terrible movie, it would have been an enjoyable movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, because while Bono and Danny Wells as Mario, perfect. Especially if they were in that movie, oh my god, that'd be
Yeah,
a peak movie. That'd just be an amazing.
it
It'd been
God, it would have
fantastic.
been, glorious. Uh,
It would have been live action, the Super Show movie.
exactly. Like I can see Danny Wells, Luigi, and Captain Lou Mario just getting in some stupid fucking adventure, just on the
Yeah.
streets of New York. Uh,
Come on now. Yeah.
yeah, just oh man. Um, but that's my choice for like official, is those live action segments from the Super Mario Brothers Super Show have such a beautiful charm to them that I really could not pick anything else. Call it nostalgia. I'll call it fuck you. Let me have my opinion. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it's great. It's peak shows.
it's
What's your
that's
favorite fan made media?
yeah. So for the honorable mentions, the fan stuff. Um, Got to go with Stupid Mario Brothers
Yes.
by Rich Alvarez. I mean, good lord. I know Trip wants to mention it too, so I'll let him get a little more into it. But like I became a fan while season 3 was going on, and like binging the show when I first got into it, and like seeing it through to the finale and all that. Like I really got a respect for the way that they did the show and how funny it was, and everything of the sort. Just a beautiful show. And then I'm also going to mention Super Mario Brothers Z. Speaking of Newgrounds animations, because
Classic.
classic action show, like really fucking nice, and I hope that
It's all three of my favorite things:
yeah,
Mario, Dragon Ball, and Sonic.
exactly. Uh, and I hope that the production of the new series goes well, and things can conclude in a satisfactory, nice way. So that's what I got to say about Mario multimedia. Um, we're gonna throw it off to Trip then. What is your favorite?
I'm sorry, I wasn't quite ready. So, you mentioned our basically our equal honorable mention for fan made stuff. Rich Alvarez's Stupid Mario Brothers series that really encapsulates what YouTube was all about back in the late 2000s, because it started late 2007 and went on for 5 years. They made extra stuff based off of that as well throughout the remaining years. They still talk about it in streams and live streams like such as this one, with quite fond memories. Um, I didn't get quite into the series until around the time it had wrapped up, but that left me with so much content to watch and enjoy that it's like just a blast every time I get to go back and watch it. And it basically um, it reminds me of a lot of times that I would have with my friends and their brothers and sisters, where we'd find some camcorder somewhere, just record ourselves doing ridiculously ridiculous stuff outside, having a grand old time, messing around, pretending to be Mario, or even doing dumb little plush videos of our own. No story behind it, just all fun. And yeah, so there's that. But the one multimedia, because dude. So Skull, you nailed it on the head with the live action Captain Lou and Danny Wells, because I really wish there was a full series of that. I'm
Oh
not gonna
yeah.
lie, like just a full series of that as a sitcom, that'd be great. Um, so nostalgia goggles on, that's peak. That's one of my favorites. But when the first animated Mario movie came out a couple years ago, so little context, I am not really much of a moviegoer. I'll sit and watch movies when the time calls for it, and enjoy them. I have quite a few of my movies that I can call my favorites, but I don't go out of my way and be like, oh, let's see what's new on tap, what's this new movie, new series that everybody is talking about, because it really has to capture my interest. And this movie was really the first time that something of a high quality was being made and put on the big screen of something that I've grown up loving. So I was very hesitant. Well, not hesitant. I was very nervous when I saw it because everyone was like, "Oh my god, it's made by Illumination. They're gonna make the Goombas look like minions, and
Minion.
their main attack will be farting on Mario's face, and it'll be silly." Um, but you know, I kept an open mind when it was being produced. Then the first trailer drops, and so did my jaw as soon as I saw it sitting there. I was in a parking lot somewhere watching it on my phone, but I was legitimately like losing my mind in silence, by the way, just looking at this, being like, "Holy crap! This is going to be the greatest movie of all time." That was my exaggerated response to it. So I had high hopes, was not disappointed. It even exceeded my high expectations. It was really, like I said, I'm not a moviegoer, and the few things that have been adapted into movies, there's not many of them. Um, they're either not done right, or I just don't end up liking them, or it's something that I'm not super interested in, such as superheroes, for example. I've just only recently got really into superheroes, but when the Spider-Man movies were coming out, I was like, oh, that was cool, but you know, I enjoyed them, I loved them, but I didn't really know the characters too well from the original comics or cartoons or anything. This was different. This was Mario, something I grew up playing. I grew up making memories with so many friends for years and years and years, loving the heck out of the series and the creative minds behind it. And I like try not to exaggerate here. I nearly got emotional watching this movie. Like I was just, my God, it's beautiful. That meme that's of the camera zooming into Danny DeVito crying. I kind of felt like
That
that,
was you,
and laughed at
and even
myself
more
for it.
bold.
Yeah, and I was just like, no, and I was like, uh, man, this is amazing. I was just filled with so much joy watching this movie. And I'm really excited for the sequel to come out in April. That cannot come soon enough because I am 100% going to see it either alone or with a group of friends
Same.
on as soon like the day that it comes out. I don't care if it's like a midnight showing on some random Thursday night and I have an exam the very next morning. I am going to see this movie because it's excited. So that movie kind of opened my mind a bit too into how other people have reacted to films, because I used to think people were ridiculous for getting overly emotional at movies and be like, "Oh my god, it made me cry. It was so good," because I didn't get it. I didn't get that Spider-Verse, for example, was such a huge movie because it brought back so many characters from literally every single continuity that has anything to do with Spider-Man. I didn't get it because I never saw those. That resonated with people. Or the Sonic movies, for example. I didn't quite understand those movies, nor did I enjoy it because I have a very different point of view when it comes to the Sonic franchise. But people who really care about Sonic, it resonated with them. It spoke to them in a way. It brought them so much joy that I finally got it. I finally understood that joy. And so I went from being just a dumb little hater being like, "Grr, why are people happier than me?" to, "Oh my god, I get it. I am so happy and I am not sorry for being happy and feeling such joy."
That was beautiful, man.
It was a ramble is what it
See,
was.
when I watched the Mario movie trailer, all I saw was Minions gore.
I wish. You know, Donkey Kong going and ripping a minion in half. That would have been great.
I spoke weak.
Donkey Kong, what the fuck are you doing?
Oh, that's great.
Uh,
Good time.
so
Good time.
so uh, God, that movie was fun. Yancy, your favorite Mario multimedia?
Oh, it's the Deke animated cartoon. those are apps. I think just the full thing, just the animated segments, the Lou Albano, Danny Wells segment, anything. I love the world. I love the YouTube poops. I love everything about I unironically enjoy the cartoon,
Yeah.
but Mario especially has really just like that was like in my mind. It's like I could imagine them if they kept going to like 64, if they did like crude 3D animation.
Oh man, that would
If
have
they
been
had made a
fun.
show for 64, that would have been interesting. But yeah, no, I love the deep cartoons. I think Skull kind of put it into better words, generally speaking. I like the chemistry between Mario in those shows. They're great. I love their voices. That's how I like, even more than maybe even Charles Martinet. It's like that's how I imagine them sounding like and it's also easier to impersonate them than trying to do a Charles Martinet because it's more low energy, kind of a Lou Albano, kind of like how their voices were in 3 in World. My favorite fan media stuff. Oh man, I could tell you this one specific grounds animation. It's called Dumbass Mario.
Whoa, get a Mario.
Great peak peak. Just fucking screaming metal music in the background as Mario's like saying "fuck." That was the first time I ever heard like English swears. By the way, it was
Oh wow.
were these fucking really
Really?
bad animations on Newgrounds.
Honestly, I I could say the same thing. Did you ever see that? It's something like Mario isn't fair or something, and this one dude is like, "All right,
Unfair
Mario,
Mario.
we're
Oh, Mario
gonna save the
frustration.
princess. We're
Mario
gonna give her
frustration.
a kiss. She's gonna bake you a cake. Let's do this." And every time he
You want to
died,
know
he
where
would
that's
go,
actually from?
"Fuck." What's it from?
The YouTube rip that's like so famous now. That's actually from Nico Nico Doga back in 2005.
Really? Huh.
Yeah, and that
Hmm.
was like one of the first, I guess, like US Mario videos that like went viral over there.
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah,
But
no,
that
I
was
love that. I love that video as well. But I fucking love those old Newgrounds animated.
yeah.
That was like my first, I guess, exposure to, I guess, the international side of the web, and I'm like, wow, this is peak. Mario's holding a gun. My friend Goodway is like, oh yeah, I remember M is for Bad, where Luigi went into a bar of not straight people.
Wow. That as soon as
And
you
some
said
really
that
bad
name,
stuff.
as soon as you said that
M
name, I
is
was
for
like,
Bad.
I have not thought about that in years.
Yeah, no, and I wish I didn't think about it if he didn't bring it up again. But it's like, oh no, well, I guess I gotta go rewatch it now. And I'm like, oh wow, this is really bad. This would not fly today.
No, it would not.
It would really not fly today. What happens after the bar scene? Uh, I love Dumbass Mario and Dumbass Luigi. Um, I love those really, really old like fight animations. Not Mario Brothers Z specifically, but like the Mario versus Bowser animations. Those are always peak. The AMVs of like sprite animations always peak. Let the bodies hit let the bodies hit let
Yeah.
the
Oh
bodies.
my gosh.
And also, I'll never forget the Mario 64 AMVs of a guy just having like his emulator window still in the frame, and like Mario's all these fucked up weird colors. So basically, how Skull used to stream.
Fuck
Oh.
you.
So having like crazy Mario remixes going on while one dude's just like how to beat Mario 64 and like a Microsoft Notepad, and he goes into the emulator window. It's about like 15 frames a second, and like his star count's like 145. He's flying upwards with the moon jump code. It's like, man, crazy power up. I hope I can do that in the game.
And
And how to unlock Luigi in Mario 64. Well, you see, what you got to do is take a shit in the toilet while you're trying to play the DS version while upside down while spinning on a record player while trying to piss in Vita's back. And then you maybe
What?
one in a million chance, you fucking will unlock Luigi. Dude, the late 2000s madness for me. It was literally just like a torrent of just shit everywhere.
I remember so many. It was like the standard for tutorial videos at the time was breaking out like Notepad on a screen recorder
After
and
this stream, I'm gonna show
Yeah.
you this old shit.
crazy stuff. Uh,
So
so
can I go off of what Yancey said for a little bit without being
Yeah,
as
oh yeah.
extreme? Because there were quite a few videos on YouTube that I discovered over a decade ago where uh, my initial viewing experience of YouTube was just looking up anything that had to do with Mario. And one fun thing that I found to do was basically Super Mario Brothers in real life. That's what I would search up for and
I love that.
watch hundreds of other like people's renditions of them trying to recreate the Mario games in either live action or doing weird skits uh, with that kind of premise. That's basically how I was introduced to Super Mario. There were so many like there was a really well made and well edited for like the mid 2000s one of Smash Brothers Melee, and I can't find it, but it was so well done. Had like this was when visual effects were basically non-existent on YouTube outside of very few projects like Stupid Mario or like one or two Smosh things. This was like a very low budget version of either of those. Um, dang it, I can't remember what other thing I was going to say. Oh, one. So, um, I got him back in my brain. Um,
Excuse
there was one video that was like Super Mario Brothers 3. Mario goes into the little thing where Toad is, and you know he does the thing. We got to do the match game, um, and then uh, police lights come on screen, and the theme song for Cops, Bad Boy, starts
I know
playing.
that one. I know
Yeah,
that
I
song. I
haven't
know
been
that
able to
short
find
you're
it
talking
since
about.
like 2010, but 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 I remember it so vividly, and it's that edit of Mario going motherfucker and being bleeped out and everything. Um, and young me, didn't realize what he was saying. Um, and then last thing, these blew my mind and completely confused me because I had no idea how any of this was done. I do now, obviously, but it was the emulation stuff where people would play Super Mario 64 and like, oh look, Mario's colors are swapped, so he's wearing a blue hat and red overalls, and oopie-doopie-doo, look at that. Or how to unlock Luigi in Super Mario Sunshine, how to play as
65.
Waluigi in Mario 64, or something like Luigi's Mansion was originally meant to come out for the Nintendo 64, and here it is, and it's just like a Luigi
A
player
hack of
model
SMC.
over Mario. Yeah, it's a ROM hack basically, and that stuff blew my mind. Where I'm just like, dude, how are they able to play that in their console? Having no idea
Magic.
what the concept of emulation or a ROM hack was. Um, and I'm glad I saw those because now I can, if I wanted to and really put my mind to it, I could do the same thing.
yeah, buddy. Uh, So there we have it in a nutshell. We had the Captain Lou and Danny Wells segments from Super Show for me. For Trip was the Super Mario movie from a couple years ago. Nancy also rather likes the Deke Mario cartoons. And then
Yeah, it.
like for FanWorks, Trip and I like Stupid Mario. Yancy likes Dumbass Mario. So there we go. Uh, Goodness
Also,
gracious.
frickin' Mario and frickin' Luigi are also great shorts.
Uh, so our next subject is probably going to be a little more simple. Our last regular topic for this episode. Uh, just any particular Mario merch that you have, like one in particular. Um, so we'll start off with Yancy and go from there.
In my case, I own a few SMW posters way back in the 90s.
Oh, nice.
A lot of the Japanese ones. Um, I own technically a few Nintendo Power magazines with Mario on the cover, and they would specifically cover Mario Brothers games in them. Of course, I just have a really big collection of all of the games, like English and Japanese. I just own a lot. And the one I'm actually the most proud of, I own the physical copy of the Super Mario Adventures manga that was
Ooh,
like published on Nintendo Power for a little while.
nice.
Yeah, that's kind of the extent of my merchandise. I more so enjoy Mario as like a thing to enjoy rather than a thing to collect necessarily outside of the games. Oh,
Gotcha,
and the
gotcha.
Deke cartoon box sets that I own.
Right. Uh, so, Trip, any Mario merch that you can think of?
Uh, like Yancey said, it's not really something that I've collected, but I've gathered a few stuff over the years. Um, 2011, I discovered that Target sold Mario plushies, and I tried to get as many as I could. So the first ones I got were Mario and Luigi. And I think it was my birthday when I got them too. So I was like, "Yay, I am 10 and I have Mero, yippee!" Still, and I still have them to this day. I collected some more, some Yoshis and some Toads of different colors of each. Um, hmm, hmm. I do have the box set for the Super Show somewhere stored away. I don't quite know where it is. And I think I have. I don't know if I still have it. At some point, I had a one of those like really generic Halloween costumes of Mario, way back in the day. 100% does not fit me. Not going to try it on, even if I found it. Probably don't even. It doesn't exist anymore. It's probably thrown away somewhere. Um. So, uh, what else? I did find a a Mario branded like inflatable hammer. I don't remember what game it was used to advertise. I think it was like a Burger King toy back in the day, and I
That
found it at some sort of like pawn thing that my grandparents' church was doing, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool. I'll take it."
that does remind me of it might be the 2007 McDonald's Happy Meal promotion.
Maybe.
Because an inflatable
Galaxy
like
was
yeah, Galaxy was coming out. Does it resemble at all the Donkey Kong hammer?
Yeah, kind of. It's like a.
That's probably it then.
I mean, I'm gonna look it up right now. Inflatable Mario hammer. Oh, it's from Power Tennis. That's what it is. It's a
oh,
it's Mario's power up from Mario Power Tennis. I found a picture of it. Um,
Oh,
very powerful.
very powerful, yeah. And I found I don't remember what this was. Some sort of pawn thing that my grandparents' church was doing, but my grandmother took me there to see if I wanted anything, I guess. And I found that, and that was the only thing that caught my interest. And I am putting it in the podcast chat for you two to see it because there it is.
oh yeah, that's
Uh,
exactly the McDonald's Happy Meal.
yeah, and I was surprised to see it not only because it was a Mario thing, but also it was for a specific spin-off game, and I somehow had no idea that merch like that existed. To me, when I was a kid, official merch of a Mario or Sonic anything was impossible to find by design because basically I didn't think my brain told me those weren't mainstream enough rather, because you never saw commercials of it. You never saw anyone talking about Mario outside of the games when they were coming out and be like, "Oh, buy it at Walmart today" or something like that. That was it. So when I saw those, that gave me a big shock. And then last but not least, this is kind of cheating because it's not official. Um, but it is Christmas Eve while we're doing this recording and live stream. So, Christmas gift I received a couple years ago by my older sister and my brother-in-law. They gave me a shirt they found on Etsy. Um, this had to be the first or second Christmas that that they had my niece, their daughter, and it was a Mario themed T-shirt that said Super Uncle on it, and I still have it, even though it somehow shrunk and doesn't fit me anymore. But I am never letting that go.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
That's a nice sentimental gift. Uh, so, um, on my end, it's kind of funny that I put the whole merch thing here because I'm like I feel like I've collected some Mario stuff, but I never went out of my way to collect Mario stuff, except for a very brief period, and that's kind of what I'm going to mention here. Is the Little Buddy plushes, or for the Japanese ones, they're made by Sene, but they license them out to a company called Little Buddy for the states. Um, so my original Mario plushes were for anyone in the 2000s, they would be very familiar with them. The ones made by Kelly Toy. I have a Mario and a Luigi. I used them for Sonic and Mario Special One. They're fine plushes, especially for the time. Um, but the Little Buddy ones are just they're such high quality. They're fuzzy and they got really
Little
good
buddy.
yeah, uh, you know, they're just little buddies. They got like a really good shape to them, or like they are Mario plush perfection, I think. Uh, Except for maybe because the Luigi one, like his eyes are there, but his big ass nose does cover them up a fair bit. But I mean that's just inherently Luigi's design. So, um, you know, I was already collecting like the Jazzwares little Sonic plushes around the time, so I noticed one at FYE in 2011, the Mario. So I got him, and then I got like a few others online, mainly because I wanted to make a video for my friend's birthday. So I got Luigi and Peach. Later on, I also got Fire Mario and Fire Luigi. I don't know if I have Fire Mario around. He might be lost. I certainly hope he's not. But those plushies are just like really nice, high quality. So that's like what I've collected the most, are the Little Buddy Mario plushes. Um, Funny enough, I did run into the Japanese ones at another store in the mall around the time that I got the Mario one. So that's a fun little note. Uh, they appeared slightly bigger. I could be wrong about that, but they appeared slightly bigger. And I definitely knew they were the Japanese ones because the tag was all Japanese. Uh, so yeah. Aside from that, like I mentioned, I got a couple of the Kelly toy plushes. Those are fun. Uh, I got like a vinyl Mario figure. I don't know what company manufactured it, but I got it in 2009. So if that is a clue to anyone who might know the answer, uh, you know. But yeah, I think let's see. And then when I was a kid, I did have those Mario bobbleheads, but those are since super lost to time. Unfortunately, those were my first. The bobbleheads of Mario and Luigi, and the Mario one in particular was very important to me because that was like around the time that I was getting into the series, and I found Luigi just fine, but we couldn't find Mario anywhere. So like I remember one time my dad picked us up for a visit to his house, and he was like, "Hey Brandon, I found this in New York," and it was the Mario bobblehead, and I was like, "Oh yeah, nice." So like you know out of state merchandise. It was fun to receive that.
Hey.
So, yeah, that's kind of my history with Mario merch collecting. But in particular, the Little Buddy plushes are the ones that I have loved the most, and still have. I still got most of the others. It's just the bobbleheads, unfortunately, and maybe the Fire Mario plush are lost to time. Um, so yeah, that's merch collecting. And now that all the main subjects are done, we're going to move on to the fan question. If you yourself would like to ask a fan question, you can become a channel member at the Memory Lane Buddies viewer level. That will give you access not only to the live recording session of the podcast where you can interact with us and whatnot, but it does give you a chance to ask a question. Our question today comes to us from the great wacky Waluigi, who asks, out of all the bosses and mini bosses in Mario history, which one would you love to see make a return for a future Mario game? Um, so give me just a moment. And
Michael Jackson from Mario is
God, uh,
What?
we'll have Yancy answer first.
one I would have loved. You know, it's some of the Yoshi's Island bosses. You know, Mr. Bert the Bashful. Bert the Bashful. I'd love to like an actual Mario game.
It was just so fun to
I
tear
love
his
Bert.
pants down the first time.
Yeah, and I hope he has a full cock and balls underneath it. In HD graphics, I can see every follicle on his fucking foreskin.
Do you think that he gets so embarrassed because he's naked or his penis is microscopic?
Yes.
No, he just has a huge throbbing erection. And he has to like try to smack you with it in the second phase.
Well, goodbye monetization. Uh, uh,
This is how I talk in Goodwee streams, by the way.
yeah, we're not unfamiliar with this type of discussion on this stream. It just I'm just kidding. So Bert the Bashful.
Shit cock as fuck.
Is that the one, or do you have like a few others?
No, that's really the only one that.
Gotcha. Um, so that leads well into my choice. Actually, I thought it was a bit cheating because it's Yoshi's Island, but at least in North America, or maybe even just the West in general, it was
It was
titled.
supposed to be Super Mario Brothers
Yeah,
5.
it is titled Super Mario World 2. So it's both a
Mhm.
Mario game and a Yoshi game. God damn it.
Mario
Uh,
is present. He is technically present.
so even Nintendo today will tell you, like, yeah, it's a part of both series. Um, so I was, because this was one that I was really thinking hard on, because like any answer I could come up with was revisited somehow, some way. But then I was like, you know what? Uh, I think the Naval Piranha is a really fun fight, whether you know the secret or not. But like when you're like really fighting him, I think that it's a fun way to teach you the egg bouncing gimmick. And they presented it very well too. It's got like a nice ominous vibe and everything. The boss music lends itself very well to the fight. Um, and all that. It's just really fun. So that I think is the one that I would personally pick. Raphael the Raven is a close second. You know, uh, because that one's cool for like its whole spacey theme, and you know uh, forcing that peg up his ass. Just fun times. So yeah, main choice Naval Piranha, secondary choice Raphael the Raven. Yoshi's Island just got really good boss fights. So Trip, your choice for Mario boss.
Well, my answers don't quite have large penises or shoving something up an enemy's ass, but
I love Raphael the Raven, though. He is pretty great. I should have bought him.
so one thing I've noticed about a lot of the main Mario games is that they do a really good job with bringing back enemies that really fit very well in the franchise, because they're either so memorable and recognizable to the players, or they can just work in any environment. But there are many bosses that I've only seen once in their particular game, such as like Sunshine or World, because they only work in those environments and they're never really brought back. So that's kind of got me looking at these older Mario games, trying to figure out what would work. I know this is still a fairly recent title. It would be interesting to see the Brutals come back as just annoying enemies that you have to beat up on because they're just a group of idiots. Um, I don't think they were quite fully defeated in Odyssey. They could definitely come back if they really wanted to, or if Nintendo
I don't
wanted
think
to bring them
anybody's ever
back.
been fully defeated in Mario, really and
Yeah,
truly, except for
so
maybe Wharton.
that'd be cool. I did have this thought. So we don't really see any. Uh, how do I put this? There are some very well-known Mario characters that are only seen mostly in spin-offs. So what if we brought Wario back as like a boss or an antagonist for a game, because that was for what, Wario Land 2 or 3 where he was the big bad, and that was about it. Mostly when he's in the same game as Mario, they're in Mario Kart, Mario Parties. So if we brought him back for a boss, in some creative fashion where he's like tricked by Bowser, that they got to beat each other up. That'd be cool. Or even some from the old Paper Mario games. Could you imagine Rock Hawk coming back in like a 3D Mario game
Oh
after
man.
being absent?
Rock Hawk would
In
be sick.
that would be fantastic. Or like the dragons. I forget their names, Bone Tail and stuff. Um, that would that 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 would be sick. So that was probably the toughest question for me because there's so many, and I, it's hard to find ones that would work anywhere else outside of like the one game that they appear in. Um, the giant blooper in Sunshine would be a lot of fun if they could creatively bring that back and maybe repurpose it a little bit instead of just having to run up to it, pull its mouth a couple times, and then it's done. Um, or if they found a way to bring back the whole Shadow Mario deal that Bowser Jr. does, if they could find a new way to do that, because he's only done that in Sunshine and even in games that he appears as a villain like Galaxy, he doesn't really do that. So that'd be a fun thing for him to utilize to try to take advantage of Mario and be like, "Oh, I got you now." Um, very creative writing for me, as you can see. But and I guess last, one of my favorite bosses was from Sunshine. I don't know why this really stuck out to me, but Mecha Bowser, the idea of a giant robotic Bowser was really cool to me, and for whatever reason, he's like only stationary, and every time you see him. So if they brought him back in like kind of a kaiju setting, where he's just like this giant robot controlled by Junior, and he's tearing shit up, Mario's got to stop him. That'd be baller.
Yeah, buddy. Uh, so those are your choices. You got like you got a good few there. The Brutals, Mecha
Yeah,
Bowser, all that. Uh, good stuff. Good stuff. Um, Goodness. So that concludes all of the questions and everything for this episode of Memory Lane Buddies. And just on the whole, Mario is a franchise that has endured for so long just because of how beautiful the quality and care put into it really is. That's not to compliment the business side of Nintendo, but the creatives at Nintendo, I think, have done a really great job just curating what Mario is and everything. I made a whole video about it. But
of course,
there's a reason why he's been so long standing, and it was really cool to be able to sit down here and share our appreciation for the franchise and everything. So, Yancy, Trip, I thank you both for sharing that with me.
of course.
And I guess that'll do it for this episode. So, just as a little reminder, if you want to be in on the live recording sessions or ask a fan question for Memory Lane Buddies, all you have to do is become a channel member at the Memory Lane Buddies viewer level, and you will get all those neat perks uh, and whatnot. So, yeah, again, that'll do it for this one. We'll see you for the next episode of Memory Lane Buddies next year. So yeah, also
I haven't
2 years.
showered in a year.
Oh God. Uh, also, 2 years now of Memory Lane buddies as well. So hooray!
Yay!
All right. Until next time, though, I've been Skull 902.
I've been Kuko Chad.
A trip.
Thank you for watching, and have yourselves a wonderful day. Bye bye, everybody.
Bye!
Bye! Bye! Bye!
Bye.
Bye!